are you? This is JilliBling. Today's project is another manly card. So you probably know, but in May I like to do Manly May, just because the rest of the year I don't always get in enough man cards, and we need man cards, so I try to focus on that in May. So this is my girl version of it, but today's project I like to do it a little bit more manly. And girls can garden too, and boys can garden, but this set is more for Father's Day and for Dad. But I think that I know a few people who garden really well, and they probably have all these things in their little she shed, garden shed, and so it can be for girls or boys. So I'll be using Home and Garden and garden dyes, and I'm not using these pieces. I was all excited about it. I even pulled out paper, shiny paper to do them, but I found that these are intended for the shovel, big shovel, these clippers. I know that there's a name for it, but I always get it wrong. I'm not sure if it's loppers or loppers, so I'm just going to call them clippers. And then this shovel, but this die piece, it's just a little bit big for my taste. Maybe if you stamp on it and then you could cut it out, that's probably what's intended, but you'd have to stamp and stays on, because it perfectly fits right there, and I was hoping that it would just be the metallic piece. So I'm not going to use them this time. This wood grain strip can be as a shelf, or there's these little brackets to hold the tools. Can you see how cute those are? When we do the card, I'll hold it up. But you can have this going over, and then the little brackets, which have a little screw on them, they would perfectly set into here. But I found that this board going across was just a little bit too big for my project today. And then there's some little stones, which are cute. Anyhow, so that's the die set, and I'll show you all the pieces we're using today in just a minute. So the bundle is Home and Garden and the die set, but like I said, I want to do this for girls, and so I thought for a true friend would be good, or you're an inspiration, because people who do gardening, they have beautiful flowers, their yard looks beautiful, so I wanted to pull out this set just for the words. I guess you could put some butterflies or flowers on the inside. Okay, so here's a project. Sharpie, I'll show you about that. This one is going to be done in jade. So we have the color jade for just a little bit longer. I have just a few more sheets. So I thought, well, let's use it. And this metallic paper, next time. Okay, so the wood. And you're like, well, wait a minute, this is planks, boards. So the way I did that was with a Sharpie. Let's start with that. So with my pair of scissors, I went and kind of rounded the top, and then I just did some jaggedy pieces as if it was kind of like a dog-eared board. So here, I'll hold this up close. So there's no right or wrong to it. And then the next board, I'll have it either a little higher or a little lower. Because this one is so much lower, I'll have the next one higher. So kind of a rounded top. Maybe a little wider on this one, just because. Then drop it down. This one, maybe a little bit shorter, but just definitely different than the one before it. This one can be longer. And then I'll use this line that's naturally here in the wood grain paper. Oh, and this is In Good Taste designer paper, and it's on sale right now. So you can get it for, I think it's a huge discount. It's the really big package of paper. I probably use it in all my projects. I really like that paper. Okay, so I'll hold this up close. that's what I just cut off. And you could tell there's no rhythm at all. These little points are where the boards come together, so that's supposed to be a gap in the boards. So that's what I came up with. So now with the marker, this line is already done. This one, and it's okay. See how it's crooked? That's okay. If it's perfectly straight, that's okay too. And that one is already there. Then let's do the bottom same way. Some boards taller than others. So this project I saw on Pinterest and Joe Blackman. I'm quite a fan of Joe Blackman's work. Joe Blackman took that die, this one right here, and she did maybe 10, 12 passes on like crumb paper or sand color paper. And then she rubbed a sponge over them to make them look, so you could see the detail, because this die does have wood grain detail. And I thought, if I do that for class, I already know everyone is going to be at the machine cranking through, I'm on number 6, I'm on number 7. So I thought, well, let's try this. And I think it comes out okay. If you want, because I got really crazy there. If you want, you can kind of straighten it out a little bit. It's just a bigger gap in between the boards. And a lot of this will be covered up with the tools. So it's just a background. It's just kind of fun. Okay, so here is the card base. So let's get started with making the card. We're done with the Sharpie. So this is the front pieces, jade and navy, paper base, and this is Whisper White thick, and I'll put all the paper cut sizes on my blog. In just a few days, I might even be able to do it. I was going to say tomorrow, but tomorrow's Friday. The girls and I were getting together to stamp and lunch, and I won't be home too much. Okay, so there's that. This is the inside. So this white piece of paper, check it for size against the designer paper. And they're the same length, and I say that only because this one, I laid down the designer paper, then I laid down the white on top of it, and the designer paper was taller, so I had to get my scissors, lift it up a little bit, and trim it. So you might have to trim it. It's better to do it before you attach it. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Maybe not for a boy, though. Okay, and white, no stamping, no texture, nothing on this white, just plain. Okay, and that gets put on the card front. Okay, card front, it's on the way to being there. And this piece goes on with dimensionals. Yes, in my old age, I'm putting on more and more dimensionals. No comments. Okay, which side? So that goes up a little bit and then centered, allowing room down here for the words. So for the words, I have this crumb cake paper, and depending on the size of the words, you'll have to trim it. For instance, this one, I trimmed it just a little bit, but I stamped it on here first, then trimmed it. So here's this one, and it needs trimming. So I have my little paper trimmer right down under here. Okay, and I will try to do this one different. So how about if I flag this end? Maybe a little shorter. So to flag it, I'm going to go right in the middle, little slit, and it can be just a little bit of a slit, or it could be a lot of a slit, depending on how deep you want your flag. And then go from the edge of the paper, the corner right here, right up to that slit. And it works perfect just about every time. So then for a layer, I have all this Just Jade paper, and I made it into different thicknesses. For instance, this one is 1/2 inch, this one is 3/4 inch, that one is less than 1/2 inch, and just find one that works. Like that to me looks pretty good. I think that this is crooked. Hold on. Okay, that's a good thickness, and you might have to trim whichever paper you choose. I could go up there. So this one, I'm going to put dimensionals underneath, just to add a little interest. I could put it on just with regular adhesive or liquid glue, but this, putting it on dimensionals will make the words have a little bit of a shadow underneath it. So right here, there's a bit of a shadow. Just create interest. Then when you go to flag it, I'm going to cut it longer than what I think I might need. And I'll show you why. So see how it's longer? You're like, well, the flag isn't going to be that big. But if you cut this right down the middle, then when you start to cut, you need more length than you might think. So I wanted to follow the same shape as this crumb cake flag. So that one looks good. How's that one look? That's good. Okay, so these can go, I'm thinking maybe this time right here. And I'll put that down with just regular adhesive or liquid glue, whatever your preference. I'm going to put it right there to the edge. And I'm putting it up a little bit high because I like that little rim of white. Okay. So what else? We did the words. So for the pieces, I have these scraps of paper. And I'm going to stamp, I think, one of everything. And then I'm going to color it in and use the die cuts So over here I have all of this done. So there's a die cut for, which shows up good on the gray. This is basic gray, and that's what I'm using for these little hangers. the shovel. There are die cuts for all these pieces. And I'll tell you the colors I used to color them in. I'm trying to make this one look manly. But over here, there is washi tape. You need washi tape to hold them, or I do, just because everything seems to shift around. I have some new plates on there and they're working great, but it still shifts around. So there's two different grass. There is the ladder, the rake, these chopper things. Tell me in the comments, is it lopers like elope, or is it loppers like hop? I never could remember. Here's a little shovel. These are the gloves. This is right here. That's the hangers for the tools. And then there is the big shovel. Isn't that great? So they're all stamped in Memento ink, cut out, and colored. And I think we'll have to do some more stamping on the inside and coloring. So if you want a quick little lesson in coloring, it's coming. Okay. So let's see about these things. I didn't put them on the girl card. I wasn't sure how they would work, but they're really cute. So Tony is on a bus trip for 4 days. I've gone on this trip with him before. It's for the band and choir. They're going to San Francisco, which is fun. He is so excited to go on this trip. I think he really likes the trips. But that means I'm here for 4 days, me and the dog, which is just fine, but just different. So I'm thinking this could go here. And then these pieces, everything in this is so cute. I'm getting a little, because I added that, the ladder. Oh, the grass too, I had to put the grass out. How about if I put 3 of them out here? Well, let's see if you can even see it on the designer paper. Yeah, you can, especially if I have the shovel back there. And then I'll put 3 on the inside. That's cute. Okay, and so these can go, these could be in the grass. Okay, so we need the hangers. These are those little hangers. And the die cuts out 3 at one time. And it looks like a little screw. I'll hold up the die here in just a minute. There's a screw at the top. Of course. Do you see that little screw in there? Cute as can be. Very cute set. Okay, so it's a little bit busy, but I think it's okay. Okay, so let's start attaching. This is just going to get stuck on there, maybe dimensionals. You have to start somewhere. Maybe I can have that rake partially hang over the top of the ladder. So with Tony not being here, that means that I can do videos as soon as I'm done. I don't have to have them staged and waiting for the next day because he's not here. So in some ways, it's good. And then other ways, oh, when is he coming home? Okay, and then the hanger, this one is on top, so I think I'll do that one. But the dog is a mess. He keeps on looking and waiting and going out and sitting in the driveway. Poor boy. So this one, I kind of like to pull these little edges up a bit. And that can go there. I want to get a dimensional under here, but I don't know that it's really going to fit. Maybe down here. It's just a lot of tiny cute stuff, but it's tiny. Cut that dimensional in half. See if that helps to hold it. Not really. Okay, well, then this is going to go here. Then this can go right about there. Like, how many fingers do you have? There. Let that dry just a little bit. And then this has dimensionals on the bottom, and I'm going to put glue on the handles. Kind of like it's leaning back a little bit. It's a low rider. Oh, but that goes, okay. I put glue on the ends. That could go underneath. Okay, got a plan. Kind of curl them up so they can hold the shovel. It's kind of like it's 3D. It's almost too bad I'm covering up all of that bracket, but that's okay. Cut it in half. I need to tell Stampin' Up! Put an idea into the sandbox. We need mini, like super mini dimensionals. It seems like all the time I'm cutting them. Micro dimensionals. You know, they say if you put something in the sandbox, they encourage it, but make sure to say why you want this item. And chances are it will happen if you tell them why, which is understandable. Like they said, you like ribbon scissors? If you just say in the sandbox, I want ribbon scissors, they'll say, okay, but if you tell them why you want them, the little snips work pretty good, but it makes sense that they want to know why. Makes them more inclined to do it. And they they look at everything at least on a weekly basis that comes into the sandbox, which is really nice. You would think, of course you do, but like in a company, really? Do you? They do. Okay. See, if I had one more hand, I could do so much more. See, if I hold it there, then I can't put that on top. Oh, did you see that jump? It jumped up like 1/2 inch. It did it again, but that's okay. It jumped to the right zone. That's kind of weird. Okay, when you're making this card, try that and see if yours jumps too. Mini dimensionals. Micro dimensionals. Today I did a whole bunch of excuse me, things that I need to do that I just haven't done, like pay bills. I still have like a week before they're due, but also from the insurance company we received, and we receive this every year, a note saying, okay, confirm that all the people we're insuring don't have coverage. And I think the first year, the reason that I watch for it now is the first year, I'm like, whatever. Then all of a sudden, they stopped paying on any insurance claim. Not that we have that many at all, but before I knew it was like 2 things, and I would just pay it like, oh my gosh, okay. But I'm like, well, we have insurance. Why are you not covering things? So I called them and I said, so what's going on here? And they said, well, 6 months ago, we sent you this questionnaire and you never responded. So we're not going to pay your claims until you answer us. Do you have other alternate insurance? Like, no. Like, okay, well, we'll go back and we'll pay all those claims now. Like, again, not that many. Anyhow, so whenever I receive that little questionnaire, I'm on it. They say respond within 10 days. And it had been like a month. I should have responded much sooner, but that's okay. So then they were like, okay, log in to Anthem Blue Cross. So I tried to do that. And I'm like, I don't know what the password is. And let me go get my card. And then they kept on not letting me log in. So then they said you can mail it. But I'm not going to the post office. Tony does the post office. And he won't be home for 4 days. So I called him. And it was so quick. The lady said, okay, what's your member ID number? And she goes, thank you. She says, does anyone have insurance other than this? I'm like, no. Okay, thank you. And that was it. Probably shouldn't have procrastinated. So what do you think about the tools being in the grass? Obviously, they won't be left in the grass for long. I'd never do that. Hey. This one might be a challenge because there's half dimensionals. I don't want to put it underneath. That one looks crooked. I might have to, I'm going to put grass here. Maybe stagger it a little. Because I put it down crooked. It's not staggered. Okay, that'll have to do. And then the last grass, putting glue everywhere. Last grass can go right there. Okay, that's cute. Then I want to put some linen thread on here somehow. I think Joe just had a bow in linen thread. So I might do that. Does it drive you crazy when your liquid glue has stuff on it? Okay, a bow, just a plain bow. You know I want to do a double bow. Okay, where is this going to go? I don't know that the tools really want it. I guess it's a guy card. I don't know what really a guy card. I don't know. No double bow. This one, kind of like that. I tied it around there, around the little sentiment paper twice, just tied it in a knot. Too late to do this one. Okay, it's going to go right there. Glue dot. New roll. Okay, so the glue dot, I'm going to kind of roll it over like it's a tortilla. Roll it over like 3 times so it's just a little roll of a glue dot rather than a big flat pancake. Because I don't want the card to stick to the envelope. See, if you would slide it in there, if it was a big pancake, it would stick to the inside. Okay, actually I kind of like that. The linen thread looks kind of like hay or something. Hay. Okay, so that part is done. So for the inside, Happy Father's Day. How about to the man who could do anything? So I was thinking if I were to send a card to Tony as dad, father of the children, Happy Father's Day, yes. But I'm not going to say, the other words in here are really cute. Thanks for helping me grow. Birthday wish is good. Or dad, I don't need to say those things. The kids do. Don't push so hard. Push just a little bit. Okay, so I used all of that decoration on the outside. Maybe a little more than I should. So here's the grass. Little tufts of grass. So how about, I really like these because they're kind of colored like cards. What did I do in here? I liked how this one came out. Shovel, gloves, little shovel. A shovelette. So I kind of like the latter. How about, well, I have the grass down here. Grass could go over. Okay, how about the ladder and these 2 little ones? Little one, and the ladder. So those are going to go in Memento because I'm going to color them in. I guess beware how much you decide you want in there because you have to color it all in. Memento can go right here. Okay. And these little bits. Oh, you know, the gloves. I have the grass over them. And then, what do I have on here? And then the shovel. Okay, I'm going to have it, try to have it lean in against the ladder. Look at that. Might think I stamped a time or two. Okay, so now for coloring. I used quite a few colors. I used all of these. Believe it or not. Granite, cinnamon, jade, navy, suede, crumb. So the ladder is going to be jade, just wherever the lines are. And then I was pretending like the rungs, the steps, stairs, rung, are aluminum. So those are going to be granite. This light or dark? Light. I like to do dark first and then fill in with the light. And then if necessary, do some blending with the light. Okay, done with that. What did I do? Cinnamon. Oh, this is my Carhartt. This is my, you know, Carhartts. So the kids did their were engagement photos, and it was so interesting that they wore this color, cinnamon, Carhartt, and white. And I know, being young, you're always, everything you do is beautiful, but it looks so good. And then their dog Bruiser, guess what color he is? This color and white. I mean, it looks so good. So now I'm a fan of the color cinnamon. And sure enough, it's right before it goes out. I'm excited for the new catalog to go live. Once it goes live, we order as much of anything as we want. Right now it's, here's a few things. You could get these, but only one. It's like, oh. Okay, what is this? This is granite, so this is wherever there's metal or aluminum. Metal. Then the light granite gray. So in the new catalog I have sitting right over here is from Manly May. It's a beer and wine, mostly beer, set with dies, cute words, have to do something with that. Not that I drink, but a lot of people around me, they like them some beer. I think I need to do some kind of fun fold. I still have that one sitting over there, that magic, that secret card. But that needs just little pieces on the panels. So I still have to come up with something. But I keep thinking about that one. Okay, shovel handle was navy. I don't think I need to do the other colors. The crumb and the suede. Those were on the other tools. Okay, and that's not it. I'm going to do the shadow. So what I'm talking about is on here. See how there's a little shadow? So to do the shadow, I'm going to take the lighter. Is this light? That's dark. Light granite, and do shadow, shadow, shadow. Then on the other one, I blended it out. This one, I think I'll leave it just like that. Okay, and then the grass. It's kind of a shame to cover everything up, but it'll be okay. Okay, so I have a plan. So right here is going to be grass. So this one first. I'm doing this one first because see this piece out's long? I like how this one is little. And this one right here, I'm going to need more glue on top of that. So this piece has the little one over there, which is a nice way to finish it off. Extra glue. Okay, and then this piece, it has little ones here and little ones there. So that could go right to here. Oh, so today UPS came, and I've been waiting for these new slippers because I washed the ones I have on right now. And they're Vionic, V-I-O-N-I-C, and I've been waiting for them. And I even found out that I can ask the girl over there in the corner whose name starts with an A that talks and plays music for me. I asked her, where are my slippers? And she says they're arriving tomorrow. Anyhow, lots of anticipation for these slippers. So he was here, and of course I went out to greet him this time because I want these new slippers. So I washed these ones, and I think I ruined them. Anyhow, not the same style. I got them. Well, wait. He came off the truck, and I went over, greeted him, and because Tony isn't home, I had this beverage sitting here, and I couldn't open it. So I thought, well, all those UPS guys are really nice. So I asked him, I said, hey, can you open this? So he popped it open. He goes, hey, thanks. And he turned around and walked away. And I'm like, well, okay. That's fine. You can have a beverage. And then I came in, and these slippers are not the same. They're not good at all. They're going to be returned. Anyhow, Isn't it funny how you look forward to something and then finally get it? I'm disappointed. Like I had been waiting. Those 2 or 3 days seemed like they took forever. The guy took my drink and the slippers are no good. Okay, but the card is good. Isn't that cute? I really like those gloves. That's it for today. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And if you can, give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.